Hello everybody, this is your main man Keith here from Keith Plays PS4 927. Happy Friday evening to all my awesome viewers on this awesome channel. We are in game 2 of the NBA Finals for our NBA 2K22 Road to the NBA Finals series for the 2012-13 Heat series. And we lead the series 1-0 over the 97-98 Utah Jazz. So if we win this episode and 2 more episodes, we will be crowned as NBA champions and we'll be holding up the Larry O'Brien trophy. So we won last episode 115-52. LeBron James had 50 points even with the win at the American Airlines Arena. We will have the link to that video if you guys have not seen it yet. It was uploaded last week on May 8th. So we'll show you the uniforms and we'll see you guys at tip-off. Alright, so the Utah Jazz are going to be wearing their classic home 96 through 04 white uniforms on the road. And meanwhile, for the Miami Heat, they're going to be wearing their black 2011 through 12 uniforms, which they did wear for part of the 12-13 season. So we'll see you guys in the 305 in South Florida. Alright, it is tip-off time here in South Florida in Miami-Dade County, where John Stockton is going to pass this basketball over to Karl Malone. So we're going to pass it over to Chris Bosh and then to LeBron James. The Akron, Ohio native knocks a 3 down for Miami, and it's now 3-2. So we're going to use some Jeff Hornacek. And Jeff Hornacek, there is a foul on LeBron James. It's a reach-in foul. So this is going to be his first foul of the game. Antoine Carr going to pass it over to John Stockton. So now Stockton, it appears that John Stockton, let's see, he's going to try to go through the paint, going to pass it over to Malone. Gets it in there. Stockton with the assist. So now Mario Chalmers going to pass it over to Wade. Karl Malone had 27.1 points per game and 52% in field goals throughout this playoff. So Miami knocks a 3 down with Dwayne Wade. So it's now 6-4. So they're going to pass it over to Jeff Hornacek. So now Jeff Hornacek going to make that spin move. Going to pass it over to Antoine Carr. And he's going to get that in there. So it is now evenly tied up 6-6. I am going to pass it over to the one and only LeBron James. Knocks a 3 down for the Heat. And it's now going to be 9-6 here in Miami. So now LeBron James hitting a mid-range shot. So he gets it in there. And LeBron James has 8 points. So he scored more points than Utah today. So LeBron James, I'm thinking he's going to knock a 3 down for the Heat. And he will. And it's now going to be 14-6 here in Miami. So now John Stockton has possession of the basketball. He's going to pass it over to Jeff Hornacek. And now Jeff Hornacek is going to pass it over to Karl Malone. And then Malone, he's going to try to get that in. It gets blocked, but Chris Bosh picks up the rebound for Miami, and he's going to get this one in. So the 97-98 Utah Jazz are going to take a timeout. We're going to take a break. Alright, so it is now 22-6 here in Miami, Florida. So we're going to pass it over to Ray Allen, but then Utah has picked it up. So they get this one in. So 22-8. We pass it over to Ray Allen, one of the best three-point scorers in NBA history. Drills a 3, and it's now 25-8. So they're going to pass it over, and then Ray Allen is going to make a steal. There will be no shot clock in the rest of the first quarter. After this, actually there is a little wee bit left, but I'm going to pass it over to Mario Chalmers, and there is a foul on Utah, so this means we are going to go to the free throw line for the Miami Heat, and we get it in there. So it's now 31-8. And Miami is already up by big numbers, 23 at least. So now Wade makes the steal, actually hits a 3 for the Heat, and it's going to be a 26-point lead, and it's going to be 34-8. So this ends the first quarter here in Miami, Florida. Miami leads it by 26. Alright, so it is now 34-8. So Mario Chalmers going to pass it over to Ray Allen, and Ray Allen is going to knock a 3 down, and it's going to be 37-8. So Utah is down by 29 points, and they're not sure what they're going to do right now. But it goes out of bounds, so we still have now we have possession of the basketball. So Mike Miller going to pass it over, and then some Ray Allen, and we lose the basketball. Use some Dwayne Wade there, going to go into the paint, making that dunk for the Heat. And it's now going to be 39-8. So he just simply does an Air Jordan dunk there. So now Utah has possession. And Utah, it seems like, is going to still keep dribbling until they get a field goal in or something. So Mike Miller makes the steal. We're going to pass it over to Chalmers. And then we're going to pass it over to Wade. So now Dwayne Wade knocks a 3 for the Heat. And it's going to be 42-8. So the Miami Heat are up by huge numbers. John Stockton losing the basketball. Ray Allen picking up the steal. And he is going to knock a 3 down. We are off to a really good start here in Miami. So it's now 45-8. And Ray Allen makes another steal. We're going to knock a 3 down for that. And it's going to be a 40-point lead. So Miami leads at 48-8. We're going to take a break. All right. So Utah had made a 3 during the small break that we just had. Jeff Hornacek has possession of the basketball. And Hornacek losing the basketball. Utah has possession. And they've got to step up their game plan because they're down by 44 points. So 55 divided by 5 equals 11. So they're down 5 times less points than the Miami Heat are right now. And Morris, he's going to pass it over Russell, and then Jeff Hornacek, and then back to Morris, knocking down a 3. So it's now going to be 55-14. So we pass it, intended for LeBron James, but it goes out of bounds. So Utah now has possession. But LeBron James is still out on that court for the Heat. So turns out they get it in there. So it's 55-16. And Miami has scored big numbers today. I think they've had 14 threes. They've made 14 more threes than the 97-98 Utah Jazz. So big numbers scored by Miami pretty much. So now Karl Malone makes the dunk there. So it's now going to be 58-18. So now LeBron James getting this layup in for 2 points in the paint. So it's now going to be 60-18. So they lose the basketball there, and it looks like they're going to pick it back up. So they're going to pass it over to Karl Malone. So now Karl Malone, 19 seconds left in the first half. And the Heat are up by 40 points. It's Karl Malone made a dunk there. And it's now 60-20. So we're going to pass it to the other side of the court. And we are going to get this one in for 2 with LeBron James. So it's now 62-20. And they lose the basketball, but then they're going to pick it back up. Gets it in there. 2.6 seconds are left. And we're going to pass it over to LeBron James. The GOAT of all of pro basketball hits a buzzer beater. and it's now 64-22, and it is halftime already. The Heat lead it at home by 42 points. All right, it is now 64-22. LeBron James with 27 points in the first half, 5 for 5 from behind the arc. So now LeBron James is going to make his sixth three of the game, and it's now 67-22. So the Heat are really red hot right now. And John Stockton lost the basketball there for a moment, but then he picked it back up. So now Jeff Hornacek gonna lose the basketball. Dwayne Wade making the steal for the Heat, and he's gonna make a monster slam for Miami. So it's now 69-22, 3 minutes 20 seconds left. So now Wade making another steal for the Heat. He does a backwards dunk just like Vince Carter. And this even reminds me of him doing it during the first round of the playoffs, of how good he was back then. And it's just inevitable to think that it was a long time ago. So now LeBron James getting that in for 2 points. So it's now 73-24. 32 points for LeBron James today, and 8 of which are in the paint. So now Jeff Hornacek gonna pass it over to Karl Malone, and Hornacek gets blocked, but then it gets blocked again. So Jeff Hornacek gets it in there. So it's now 73-26. So we're gonna pass it over to Dwayne Wade. That is gonna be an assist for LeBron James. So it's now 75-26. We have scored 64 first half points. And now LeBron James going to make a steal, and there's a foul on the Utah Jazz. So Miami's going to go to the free throw line, and it's going to be a 78-26 lead. So if we make a three, our next three, we will have at least 81 points in all. So now Wade going to fire it over to James. So now LeBron James hitting that three for the Heat. And it's now going to be 81-26. So we will definitely have at least 130 some points by the end of the episode. So now James gets it in. There is a penalty on Utah. So now LeBron James, the GOAT of all of pro basketball, goes to the free throw line. And LeBron James gets it in, so it's now 84-26. That's the year that LeBron James was born, in 84. He was born on December 30th, 2 days before New Year's Day of 1985. Gets it in for two. It's now 86-26. So LeBron James, 43 points today and 16 in this quarter. So it appears, by the looks of it, he will have more points today than he did score in the first game, which was 50. But it's now 88-26. So Utah is down by 62. They were down by 63 the last episode to end the game. And it's inevitable to think that, because the Miami Heat are an unstoppable team. However, they did lose 2 games in the Eastern Conference Finals against the 88-89 Detroit Pistons, but they've suddenly improved. Oh, wow, and LeBron James just made a dunk, so it's now 95-30. And LeBron James, he is definitely going to be the primary player throughout the rest of the NBA Finals, but Dwayne Wade has a foul, so it's going to be 95-30 still. But Greg Foster has possession. He's going to pass it over to Shandon Anderson. He's going to pass it over to Easley. But Ray Allen, there is a shooting foul, so we are actually going to take a break. We will actually see you guys in the fourth quarter. All right, your State Farm assist of the game is coming right up. So it is Mario Chalmers going to get that layup in there. I think it was D-Wade that made that. assist there that time, or it might have been LeBron James, either of the two. But during the small break we had official 100 points. So we're going to pass it around, use some Shane Battier, knock a 3 for the Heat. And it's now going to be 103-34. There's 3 minutes, 41 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And already Miami is up by 69 points. So it's inevitable to think that because of how good we are right now, we're going to have a chance at winning that Larry O'Brien trophy. So we've been claiming rebounds. And there was an out-of-bounds call. It is on the 97-98 Utah Jazz. So they're thinking about who to pass it to. They're going to pass it over to Vogue. Is his last name. So now Vogue, he's going to try to get that in there. Going to pass it over. And that is going to be 2 points for Utah. So I'm going to try to figure out where Battier is right now. Or he's not on the court right now. But Rashard Lewis has possession. Gets it in there, and it's now 105-36. So 17 for 18 in the second half. Meanwhile, Miami was up big. They were 100% in field goals. We decided to take a timeout just to do our substitution, so we're going to take a little break. Alright, so our little break is over. I had to do some minor depth chart substitutions along the lines there. And now LeBron James hitting a 3 for Miami. It is now going to be 108-36. 72 points already. 72 points more for Miami. And there is a foul there. It's also on LeBron James. It's a reach-in foul, so we got to play some consistent defense along the lines. And we'll definitely win this one in the 305. So that is a nice dunk there. So it's now 108-38. So we got LeBron James gonna actually get that layup in the paint. It's now 110-38. 60 points already for LeBron James. And he scored 10 more points than he did last episode. But Karl Malone getting it in there. So now LeBron James has possession. I'm thinking we're going to get this one in for 2. He has now 62 points already. What are we thinking? 62 points for LeBron James, 10 for Karl Malone today. Both scoring leaders for both teams. And the definite winner of this episode is for sure to be the Miami Heat. So Utah takes the layup. We're going to pass it over to LeBron James. And I'm thinking this might be the final three-pointer that we're going to use for him in the game. But it's now 115-42. So now Juwan Howard is going to pass it over to Dwayne Wade. And Wade gets it in for 2. So it's now 117-42. And we are going to definitely win this game no matter what. All the Miami fans are going to be all hyped up because the 12-13 Heat make that 22 steals and 37 fast break points. It is now 119-42. And the Heat are looking more red hot than ever. So they have possession of the basketball. And there is a foul on Shane Battier. Alright, LeBron James is your player of the game for the Miami Heat. We are going to go over the numbers right now, after the episode rather. And Chris Bosh going to pass it over to Dwayne Wade. And it's inevitable to think that Miami is up by 83 points. So 125 minus 42. We'll probably get 130 points by the end of the episode. Like 5 more points. Make that a dunk. If we get a three-pointer, we'll have 130 points. This is starting to look like the #1 most dominant high school basketball team in the country, facing off a high school basketball team that has 0 wins. So we're going to pass it over to LeBron James. 23 seconds left in the fourth quarter. We're just going to dribble along the lines there, and hopefully we should be able to get this one in for the W. And it's now 130 to 44, so we win it in Miami. So that was a huge number for make that 132. And we're going to go over statistics right now for the time being. And he knocks a 3 down, and the buzzer beater, the Heat win it. 135 to 44 is the final score from the American Airlines Arena. All right, LeBron James, 68 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 6 steals, 12 three-pointers, and 1 dunk for LeBron James. Dwayne Wade, 36 points, 2 assists, 8 steals, 1 block on the day, and 6 dunks. Ray Allen, 18 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 5 steals on the day. Mario Chalmers had 3 points, 4 assists, 2 steals on the day. Karl Malone, 10 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists on the day, and 3 dunks. Chris Morris had 9 points and 1 assist. So Jeff Hornacek had 6 points and 3 assists on the day. John Stockton, 3 points and 3 assists. He did make a 3-pointer. So this wraps it up here in Miami, Florida. We will see you guys in game 3 in Utah.